Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, back in the building for another reaction. This time we will be reacting to Queenzflip Never Leverages. Without further ado, let's get into it.
Podcast because
prevention is better than the cure. I don't want to hear no nigga. I already told this nigga, don't talk about what I do. That's in my contract, nigga. Stop talking about what I do, because if I feel away, I'm going to fry your ass up.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, it is. You got to reread what
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
You was Queenzflip, right?
Beforehand, yes.
Yeah. Yo, relax. Let me ask the question. You was Queen.
See, he's already jumpy. I knew it would get to this point where the subject of Queenzflip's like content would become a topic of discussion, because Queenzflip was already a content creator before he ever got on the Joe Budden podcast. And it sucks that he had to like put his like whole brand on the back burner for this brand, you know, which that's not a bad thing to, you know, have this as your job or whatever. But I mean, to put your brand on the back burner, you know, and bringing in all your core fan base, you know, and fandom or whatever, and just basically being told like, hey, yeah, I put this in your contract to where like I want you to like focus more on this train instead of like your brand, you know. I don't know what his contract entails or anything like that, but I'm pretty sure that is something stipulated in there, which sucks because Queenzflip was already like that type of like hype person, you know, doing live streams, letting people call in, doing pranks, doing different things like that.
Flip, right? So you had a certain amount of fanfare and exposure prior to you coming.
I have.
He's worse than Ish.
Mm-hmm.
But go ahead. So now when you add to that, because the show has added to that.
Okay.
It has not?
It did.
Okay. So now that's all a part of your pitch. Now I was at an 8. Now I'm at an 11.
Watch this. I'm about to fry you up.
How? This is common sense.
I don't do it. Because the nigga that we deal, I don't do it because the nigga we deal, you gotta know the niggas you dealing with. That's the problem when y'all niggas go into these corporations. You gotta know the person you dealing with. The first chance this motherfucker gonna get, he's gonna say something. So I'd rather I can stand on it.
Okay. I get what he's saying, and I get why he's so like, what's the word? Why he's so like, you know, aggressive about it. Because Joe Budden's gonna say, oh, hey, you know, you wouldn't like be getting this much like traction with, you know, who you are if it wasn't for you being here on the Joe Budden podcast. I totally understand that. But I mean, at the same time, bro, when you're a COE, content over everything, and, you know, you can leave the podcast and still go do more things, that's not just somebody who is just a worker. That's somebody who's hungry. That's somebody who is doing everything they can to keep their brand intact. And, if I was him and I had the chance, I would still, even if I was signed to whatever podcast, I would still be doing my own content on the side. I don't care. Joe Budden is not gonna come and touch my YouTube channel or anything like that. Like, I'm still gonna do what I need to do. I'm sure Queenzflip still has something popping on his own actual YouTube channel. But I mean, it's very, very unfortunate that Flip the Script, the podcast is not going anymore. I believe it's not going anymore.
Yo, you can read my pitch, nigga. Tosh point know all this other shit. I don't say
True.
anything. I only promote the Joe Budden podcast where it's supposed to be promoted,
That
but
makes
I don't
sense.
utilize it as a marketing tool
'Cause you signed
to
the
garnish
contract.
any favor or wages.
No,
because you signed a contract.
That's not what I said.
That's what he's implying.
No,
he's
it's
not.
not.
No, he's not.
No, it is not.
At all.
You see, you too defensive. I'm not
Man,
implying
shut
that
up,
at
both y'all
all.
niggas, man. Fuck you niggas.
Fuck you,
Golly, he is.
Fuck
What
out
I'm
of there.
saying
Watch your
is-
fucking mouth.
He's really
'Cause you don't know how to
triggered.
do it. See,
I
let's
never
talk about
tried
you.
to-
You
I
don't know how
never
to
tried
do
to
it.
do that.
You can't leverage the platform to get houses.
No,
I never tried to do that.
Yes or no?
I never
Then you, all right. Unless you do it, then you give people advice to do it. If you don't do it, you can't give a nigga advice how to do it.
Yo, you talking too much, so you're not even listening.
Do you do it? Yes or no? Go.
No.
I'm not doing it either. So we on the same page. You gotta respect that.
It's organic for it to happen.
But that's different with me, Ish.
Listen to this. I want you to listen.
But you already had it though.
Ish, Melissa Ford.
Well, what is he so angry
It's been
about?
Melissa Ford for 20 years.
Yep.
Now
Longer, but yes.
Talk her name.
No, I was just gonna say
How
so.
long have you been Melissa Ford? What's your real name?
Melissa Ford.
Oh, so
That's what I meant. That's all I was talking. But carry on.
My man, you got a
Carry
point.
on.
I see what he's saying.
So you are Melissa Ford already. You have a value of X. If you come on the Joe Budden podcast and you stay here for 3 years, you get way more exposure, you get way more notoriety. That might take your value of.
Yeah, but that doesn't take away from what you already had. I mean, yeah, there's going to be some sort of growth, but I mean, everybody that's here already had a certain platform. Everybody here already had a certain platform and a brand already. So I mean, it'd be foolish to say that like being on the Joe Budden, without being on the Joe Budden podcast, these people wouldn't, step to a higher level. Which I think that's what Ish is trying to get at. But I also understand the stance of Queenzflip. I don't really want to talk about my brand because my brand is my brand and I'm trying to protect my brand. And I don't want anybody trying to like use me being on the Joe Budden podcast as a reason why my brand expands, because I'm a worker. I'm a machine. I'm gonna do all of these things anyway, and I don't want to be reminded of that. My brand is my brand, and I'm trying to protect it. I get what Queenzflip is trying to say.
X that you already came in the door with and turn it to Z.
Okay.
Right?
It
So
adds
you
to your value.
did not try to use it, or you didn't, purposely leverage this, but it organically came with more exposure and more
Can I
notoriety.
tell you something? He found out about Daniel Leather, right? See, I go to Derucci. Do you know the funny shit he say? So now let me ask you a question. If I was really with them niggas, say I use Daniel, would Daniel still want to give me a leather jacket while the main nigga of the show down in his name? No.
That makes sense?
You gotta know the nigga you dealing with.
I'm not disagreeing with
So
you,
unless-
but you took away from my point with Mel.
I got
Mel
you.
came here organically
With a
already
brand.
having
Niggas had-
fame
with- I got the brand.
and notoriety. And by being on the show, now she has more. Nobody's discounting what she came in the door with, but you can also acknowledge the bonus that she got. For me
But
to
you
walk
gotta
in
know
fucking
who you're
Wawa and
dealing
niggas know
with.
who I
Is
am,
what he's
that
trying to
came from
get
here.
at,
Okay, but
Ish.
that's not with
They
me.
wouldn't know me if it didn't
But
come
You
from
gotta
me.
know
That's
who
not
you're
the same-
dealing with. You're dealing with somebody who likes to joke and clown on people, which that I believe that's what Queenzflip is talking about. He's talking about Joe Budden clowning and making remarks and everything like that.
Same with
I
me.
know, but now
So
you're
let me say
reaching
this.
more people now.
Let me say this to you.
No, more people know you now.
Come on, dog.
See?
That's just
I don't know what y'all talking about.
See?
Man. I don't
That's
know
really
what
what
y'all
the
talking
crux of
about.
the
See,
argument.
he doesn't want
I don't know
that.
what y'all talking about.
He don't believe that the
I don't know what
JBP
y'all
has
talking
added
about.
to his
He
brand
doesn't want
exposure.
that.
No. The JBP
He don't
has
wanna
added
hear
to my
it.
brand exposure. It's not that I don't believe that. And
You
if
always fight it when it comes up.
Yeah, because you saying things that I don't. That's not relatable.
He just don't want to hear it. That's all it is. He don't want y'all telling him that the Joe Budden podcast has helped his career and his brand. That's all. What y'all say? What they sitting up here arguing? What they sitting up here arguing that for? That's probably why he mad about it. Because he probably didn't even want to get in this bag and start creating a narrative of what he actually thought, because he don't want to hear what anybody else got to say. He just don't want to acknowledge it. He don't care about it so much. But hey, man, that is the end of the video. If you like this reaction, please hit the subscribe button. Please like, please comment. And hey, I'm coming back for more. COE. I'm going to keep on working, man. Y'all take it easy. God bless.